Ever feel like you're chasing after your dreams but running out of space for them? What I mean is, sometimes achieving your goals isn't all about what you do, it's about what you choose not to do. Stick around in this video and I'll explain what I mean. So today's video is all about saying no and removing all the things in your life to make space for all the dreams and goals that you do want to achieve in your life. The thing that inspired me to make this video was the other day I was thinking it's already August, it's going to be, December, the end of year, like very, very soon, right around the corner. I thought to myself, what more can we do to achieve our goals? What do I have to do to achieve my goals? But then a thought came to me, something that I already know, but I want to share that with you in this video, and that is, it wasn't more what I can do, it was more what can I remove from my life, what can I say no to make space for the dreams and goals that I want to achieve. And that's the thing that not a lot of people talk about, the power of saying no, managing your time, your energy, and removing distractions in order to pursue your dreams and goals. Because many times we want to make time for reaching our dreams and pursuing our goals and doing these healthy habits, but there's not enough time to go ahead and do those if we're already distracting ourselves with everything else that don't align with our goals. One aspect I'm referring to is commitments. How many commitments do you have that you think are going to help you achieve your dreams and goals, but actually they don't really? I feel many times we get so caught up in so many commitments, whether it be commitments with our family, our friends, our work, just other things that we want to do. And what I'm still drinking my tea, what I want to say is, I don't want to say commitments are a bad thing, but if you're involved and you have far too many commitments because you don't like to say no, then you are going to get caught up in doing so many things that don't necessarily align with your goals and dreams. And the worst thing is those commitments take the time and energy that you do need to put towards achieving your goals and dreams. And that's why it's so important to sometimes sit down and literally make a list of all the things that you're doing and thinking, am I doing this because it's getting me closer to my dreams or my goals or because I want to do it? Or am I doing it just because I'm trying to fill up time? I don't want to say no. I'm trying to procrastinate. What are the real reasons you're doing it? And we have to be honest with ourselves and be willing to, cut things out. And again, make space for what we want by removing the things that we don't need. I know for me, in the past, I loved to go out all the time. I would never want to say no to my friends. So after work, I would go to the gym. After the gym, I would get ready, go with my friends. We'd go out to eat. Then they'd want to go out somewhere and I wouldn't want to say no. And I remember that would go on for days, and even every weekend or during the week, I just felt like I need to fill up my time. I need to constantly be doing something. And unfortunately, what that meant was all the times that I was going out, I was not using that time to just sit at home or work on my things that I needed to do, research projects that I needed to do, or actually make some, move the needle, so to speak, to actually make progress in achieving my goals, because I was just constantly doing things all the time. And it took me a while to sort of realize and be like, hey, I don't have to always say yes. When I say this, don't get me wrong, but you don't always have to be like, I have to go to the gym, I have to do this. Everything in good balance. You don't have to stop it altogether, but then there are things that you might be doing like I was, going out all the time or just constantly saying yes to things when you could be like, hey, you know what, tonight I have things to do, I can't go out today. Or maybe this weekend, oh, I can't do this weekend because I'm already working on something. I will make a video in the future about prioritizing tasks because I think that is the most important thing. But for this video, I really want to just stress the importance of saying no and making space for the things that you do want to have. The second thing is friendships, relationships, or any other kind of relationship that you have in your life that doesn't necessarily serve you. It maybe drains you and the vibe and energy is all off. And you really have to ask yourself that when you are with these people, are they uplifting you? Are they encouraging you? Are there positive vibes? Or is it leaving you drained at the end of it? So when you do go back and you're trying to work on your dreams and your goals, that mental emotional energy is gone. And as I said, we're not cutting people out or removing people from our lives completely. We're just reducing the time that we spend with them so that we have more time to pursue our dreams and our goals with all that sort of emotional and mental energy that we need. Okay, so this next one, you're going to think I'm personal and really coming after you, and that is distractions and time wasters. What I mean by that is, a lot of the times we are scrolling endlessly and mindlessly on our phones, whether it be social media, different apps, different things that we think we should be doing, and we're just wasting our time. And here's the thing, I'm not coming after your social media time, I'm not coming after your pastime. What I'm really meaning to say is, sometimes we think to ourselves, we don't have time. I want to pursue my dreams, I want to pursue my goals, and I don't have the time to do this, I don't have the time to do that. It's going to take me 2 hours to edit that video. It's going to take me an hour to sit down and make those changes to my CV. It's going to take me an hour hour to sit down and really go through that text and try and translate it and look for the words that I don't know what the meanings are if you're learning a language. Whatever the goals are, we sometimes do think we don't have time, but are we really adding up the time that we're mindlessly scrolling on our social media or on our phones when we don't really need to be, and it's not that productive? And that's the thing, I get it. I don't mean this in a bad way, but I get it. How are you going to have time to work on any of those things or examples that we just talked about when you're on social media for 3 hours in the day? I get it, you don't have time. So something is going to have to give. And yeah, I am here to tell you, I think it should be social media. And I don't mean that, but what I mean is it has to be the thing that's taking your time, whether it be social media or anything else. I mean, here's the thing, I use Instagram, I use social media. And actually, before I did this video, I did look at my own screen time as well. Yes, my phone screen time is ridiculously crazy during the day, but the reason is I do put a lot of podcasts, I do put a lot of YouTube videos and things that I'm watching or listening to in the background while I'm doing other things. So I'm not actively sitting there looking at my phone, I'm listening, watching in the background while I'm doing something else. In terms of apps, I did look at my Instagram, which is the main one that I really use, and I think last week on average I was using Instagram for 1 hour and like 5 minutes, I think it said, which to be honest I think is great, because I know people who go on Instagram and their time is like in a couple of hours and even more. So I did check mine before doing this video, and I really would encourage you even now, like pause, stop the video and check yours, just to have that realization that, hey, I don't have time to do this stuff that I really want to pursue my dreams, goals and ambitions, and it's already August and I'm complaining I don't have time. But actually, where could that time come from? Maybe it could come from here. Again, it's just an idea, just a thought, do with it what you will, but as I said, the whole point of this video is removing things from your life and saying no to things so you can make space for all the dreams and goals that you want to pursue and achieve by the end of the year. Oh, and before I do move on, again, I know I'm getting personal, I'm really going after your time, but even the entertainment, for example, I did read a stat before how people would watch so many hours of TV a day, but obviously now it's replaced by social media or phone scrolling, other things, and Netflix and Amazon and Prime and Disney and all that kind of stuff. If you're Netflixing every night for a couple of hours, that's a couple of hours that you could be using to work on your projects. If you're playing video games every night for 3 hours, that's also time you could be using on your projects. And here's the thing, I'm not saying cut it out. I mean, I still watch Netflix, there's a couple of shows I want to watch, but what I mean is, you don't have to watch it for hours and hours and hours. You could be like, hey, you know what, I'll do an hour of Netflix and an hour of my projects. Or I'll do 2 hours of Netflix and do an hour of my projects. However you choose to do it, and again, I know I'm coming after your time, but it's more about of reducing and limiting it to make space for the things that you do want to do and work on those things. Okay, so one of my last points is going to be about being laser focused and saying no to things that don't align with your goals. So maybe think about it this way. The next time somebody asks if you want to do something, or maybe if you're thinking, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that, I have to go here, maybe stop and think to yourself, is this aligning with my purpose, or is it something that can wait? For example, you need to work on your dreams, you need to work on your goals, your habits, you need to make time for them, make space for them, and you're thinking, oh, but I need to go here. Oh, I just remembered I have to go there and pick that up. You have to think to yourself, is that a priority? Or can you say no to that because it's not aligning with your goals? Maybe it's a different project. Maybe you're working on several things. Maybe you have someone saying, let's go here, let's do this. And you're thinking to yourself, and what I'm encouraging you to do is ask yourself, if I say yes to this, is this going to help me get closer to what I want to achieve by the end of the year, or no? If it's not, then this is a great opportunity for you to practice and say no. And here's the thing though, you will thank yourself at the end of it, because that's time you're going to get in order to work on your projects, work on your goals, and that's going to feel amazing the next day, by the end of the week, by the end of the month, when you see, whoa, I actually dedicated like 10 hours to this and I really moved the needle. There's a way to politely decline. I'm not saying be selfish or just be rude or just be cold and distant suddenly. What I'm really saying is there's a nice and there's a polite way to be like, hey, I'm sorry, I'd like to, but I can't. Hey, how does next week sound? It's more like rescheduling or reducing the time so you have time to do other things. And here's the thing though, your friends, your family will respect you for that as well, because you're working on your goals, you're working on your projects, and that's why you need the time, and that's understandable. Okay, so that was my short video on saying no and also removing things from your life in order to make space for all the dreams, goals that you do have in your life. As I said, that can mean saying no to commitments that you have in your life that don't necessarily align with your goals. It can mean saying no to doing things that you think you have to do because you want to, or you're possibly procrastinating but it's not aligning with your goals. And it can also mean getting rid of negative influences, negative people, to free up that mental and physical energy to work on your dreams and goals. Or it can mean getting rid of all the distractions like scrolling on social media or even entertainment and different things that we spend hours and hours unintentionally and mindlessly and not even consciously knowing it, and using that time more productively towards our goals and dreams. So do let me know in the comments, what are some of the things that you're saying no to? What are some of the things you're removing from your life, from your schedule, in order to make the space for the goals and dreams that you do have in your life? I'm very curious to know. And as usual, I want to take this opportunity just to say, if you are not already subscribing to my channel, please do consider subscribing. If you do enjoy the videos, do like, comment, share, and do stick around for the next videos. So keep striving and going after your goals, and remember, sometimes the best way forward is by letting go of those things that are holding you back.